Hey everyone, welcome to English Mastery Podcast. I'm Vey, and today I'm doing something different. This is going to be real talk about how podcasts literally transformed my English from awkward to awesome. James is here with me, and I want to share my personal story because I know so many of you are struggling with the exact same things I went through. Are you struggling to sound natural when you speak English? You're absolutely not alone. For years, I felt completely stuck. My progress was flatlining despite all my efforts with textbooks, grammar apps, and traditional methods. I could understand the rules, but when I opened my mouth, everything still sounded clunky and robotic. But then I discovered this game-changing method that literally transformed my fluency, and it's probably already in your pocket right now. Today, I'm sharing the exact blueprint that took my English from awkward and hesitant to natural and confident, and it might surprise you what made all the difference.
Vey, I love that you're sharing this personal journey because so many learners need to hear they're not alone in these struggles. Tell us about your English before podcasts. What was that frustration really like on a daily basis? And I'm curious about that aha moment when you discovered your podcast approach. What changed everything for you?
James, oh man, the frustration was real. I was stuck in this horrible cycle where I'd have the same repetitive conversations over and over. Someone would ask, "How are you?" And I'd always say, "I'm fine, thank you," like a broken record. Grammar rules made perfect sense in my head, but when I tried to speak naturally, everything felt so clunky and unnatural. The worst part? I was missing out on all the nuances in native speaker conversations. The humor, the cultural references, the natural flow that makes conversations actually engaging and fun. I'd sit there nodding and smiling, but inside I was thinking, I have no idea what's really happening here. Then came my aha moment. I stumbled upon a podcast about travel stories, something I was genuinely passionate about. Suddenly, I realized I was listening to authentic, unscripted conversation about topics that actually mattered to me. The speakers were talking naturally, using real expressions, sharing genuine emotions. And here's the kicker. Because I loved the content, consistency became effortless. I wasn't forcing myself to study. I was looking forward to my next episode.
That's such a powerful realization when learning stops feeling like work and becomes genuine entertainment. So what was your actual podcast playbook? How did you turn that enjoyment into real English growth?
James, this is where it gets practical. My go-to playbook had 3 main pillars. First, active listening techniques. I wasn't just letting the audio wash over me. I was hunting for new vocabulary and phrases like a detective. When I heard expressions like, "That's a game changer," or "I was blown away," I'd pause, repeat it, and think about how I could use it in my own life. Second pillar, shadowing and mimicking to train both my mouth and my ears. I'd pick 30-second segments that I found interesting and repeat them until they felt natural. Not just the words, but the rhythm, the emotion, the natural pauses. Third pillar, using podcasts to understand different accents and speech patterns. I listened to American hosts, British comedians, Australian storytellers. My ear became trained to understand English from everywhere. It was like having a personal accent training program, but way more fun than any textbook exercise. The key was choosing content I genuinely enjoyed, so the practice never felt like work.
James, that's brilliant. And I imagine the benefits went beyond just listening skills. How did podcasts actually transform your overall fluency and confidence?
James, this is the amazing part. The transformation went way beyond what I expected. The biggest change was my confidence boost. Because I was absorbing natural language patterns daily, I started applying newly acquired phrases and expressions naturally in real conversations. Instead of saying, I think it's good, I'd say, I'm really impressed by that, or that's absolutely fascinating. People started responding differently. Conversations became more engaging and dynamic. My comprehension improved dramatically too. I wasn't just understanding words, I was getting cultural context, humor, and critical thinking patterns. But here's what shocked me most. There was this unexpected ripple effect on my writing and reading skills. Because I was hearing natural sentence structures constantly, my writing became more varied and interesting. I started using transitional phrases I'd absorbed from podcasts, and my reading comprehension improved because I understood the natural flow of English thoughts and ideas. It was like podcasts unlocked multiple language skills simultaneously. The best part? I genuinely enjoyed the entire process, so I never felt like I was forcing myself to study.
That's such an inspiring transformation, Vey. Now, for our listeners who want to follow in your footsteps, what are your actionable steps for them to level up their English using your podcast method?
James, here's exactly what I want every listener to do starting today. First, find the right podcasts for your current level and interests. Don't just pick what someone else recommends. Choose topics you're genuinely passionate about. If you love cooking, find cooking shows. If you're into true crime, start there. You should understand about 70% of the content. Challenging, but not overwhelming. Second, integrate podcasts into your daily routine without burnout. I listened during my commute, while exercising, during lunch breaks. Start with just 15 minutes daily and gradually increase. Third, make it active, not passive. Take notes on interesting phrases. Pause to repeat expressions that sound natural, and try using new vocabulary in your own sentences immediately. Fourth, celebrate small wins. Notice when you understand a joke, when you catch a cultural reference, when you use a podcast phrase naturally in conversation. These are huge victories. The long-term benefits are incredible. You'll develop authentic speaking patterns, cultural understanding, and genuine confidence. Your English journey should be enjoyable, and podcasts make that possible. Remember, my transformation didn't happen overnight, but it happened consistently, episode by episode, day by day. You can absolutely do this too.